just so that neither one of us says anything we don't want repeated. And I am just, yeah,
No
just,
promises.
yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
You
Well,
can
I'm
always
going
cut it out in post, though, right?
to, yeah, absolutely. Take it out in post. You know what, guys? Never say anything. Don't ever say anything when you're being interviewed that you don't want repeated, because you just can't trust it's not going to happen. So, Brent, I'm so happy that you joined all of us, because, we need a lot of positivity in our lives right now. And I just thought it would be really fun to bring you on so we could talk about you and your life and what you're up to for just a few minutes before I leave my session. And hopefully give people some inspiration to take home with us. So first of all, tell us, where are you and what have you been doing today?
So I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, at my home studio, and I've actually been working with this thing called Timothy's Gift, and it's a prison tour kind of volunteer organization where we go in and we performed in prisons. We perform Christmas music for the inmates, and it's just kind of a cool little volunteer thing because a lot of people don't really think about those kind of things. I mean, you think about volunteering, but people in prisons a lot of the time, I mean, they have it the roughest out of any of us, and a lot of the time they're there for years and years and years with no entertainment. So this organization is really cool. And so anyway, I've been working on a video shoot with them, playing piano and singing a little bit with them. But it's been a fun little project. But yeah, I'm just chilling here at home in my home studio, just trying to stay creative and working on a couple music videos at the moment. So
Doesn't
we
it feel
good.
good? Feels good to help other people, doesn't it?
It does. It was actually, it's funny because it was the first gig that I did when I was here in Nashville. And I just moved and I was just trying to meet people and talk to people and get to know the city a little bit. And the opportunity kind of came across, and it was a great opportunity to meet some people and be a part of a cool thing. And so I took it up. And this is actually, a lot of the people I hadn't really seen in the 3 years that I've been here. It's crazy to think that it's already been about 3 years, but just time flies.
I know. That's right about when I moved to San Diego about three
Oh
years
wow.
ago. Yeah. So same kind of thing. So you have a master's from the University of North Texas, right?
Yeah, in jazz piano, jazz studies.
That is so awesome. Tell us a little bit more about your music.
I mean, I started when I was real young. I started piano lessons when I was about 5. Actually, my mom, she would like go to the grocery store, and I was a really disciplined kid. I would never really get out of line or anything like that. So she could just set me in front of the TV, in my crib, and just be like, "All right, watch a Star Wars, and I'll be right back." And so I would watch Star Wars. And one day she came home, and we had this little toy piano. And one day she came home and I picked out the Star Wars theme song and the little toy piano. And so she was like, all right, we're putting you in piano lessons. And, it just kind of took off from there. But it's been an everyday thing. I mean, I probably played at least an hour or two a day since then, and just went from one teacher. And then when that teacher couldn't teach me anymore, I'd go to the next teacher and go to the next teacher and just keep trying to learn. But I never would have imagined it would have turned into what it's turned into so far. But I'm grateful for it.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? So, were your parents musical too, or?
My dad's a great singer. My mom's a solid singer too,
Oh,
and my great grandmother played piano by ear in the church. So a lot of my family think that that's kind of where I got it. But my whole family is very musically inclined. They just don't. Most of them don't play instruments. I'm really the only one that plays instruments. But they have a natural ear for it and everything. So it definitely runs in the family.
so what instruments do you play?
I play a little bit of everything. Keyboards is obviously my main instrument. I play some drums, guitar, sing, play harmonica, just really anything I can get my hands on.
You were touring before COVID hit, right?
Yes, I'm actually the keyboard player for Trace Atkins. So I play keyboards and sing with him, and he's a great boss and a great guy, and it's been really awesome to be a part of that. I got hired with him about 6 months after I moved to Nashville, which is I mean, really a huge blessing because they call it a 10-year town. Usually you move and you expect, all right, I'm not going to land a big gig or whatever for 10 years. And I just got really lucky, and I feel very blessed to have such a great opportunity to perform with such an amazing person.
You are so talented, though. I was listening to some of your original music. Tell us about that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been writing a lot more recently. While on the road, it's kind of hard. You're just in the zone and you're trying to do a great job and make sure that you're doing your thing. But this year, I've actually ramped up my writing a lot because we haven't been on the road, so I've had a little more time to get creative and focus on me and my music and kind of what I want to do. And it's been a nice self-reflective year for me. But actually, I released when I was a senior in undergrad. I released my first album as my senior project, and it's called Mystery. You can actually go back and hear it. It's on Spotify and iTunes and all that, but it's about 6 years old now. But it's really cool to go back and see kind of how far I've come, and it's still true to me. It's all songs that I wrote, and I produced it by myself in my college dorm, and it was just a fun project, and I really loved it. But now I'm kind of getting into that. I'm trying to take it to that next level. And so I just released Yours, is a song that I wrote for my girlfriend on our third date. And it's just kind of a sweet ballad love song, kind of John Legendy. But I really like it. And I just released the music video for that and using Final Cut actually. And it's honestly been such a savior for me.
Yeah.
Just makes it so easy.
Well, Final Cut or your heart.
Yes. No, well, Final Cut is what I was talking about.
You have that big heart.
Yeah, huge heart. Right
You
here.
got that big heart. Yeah. And it sounds like you met the right girl too. So there's something that, you've got the muse in your life. So we're going to be watching for a lot more really good stuff. I can hardly wait to hear that. So you said the music video's out already, or?
It is out, yeah, and then we actually did all the filming and everything. She and her sister helped me film the whole thing. We just went to the beach one day, and it's kind of a home video sort of deal, but it's just, it's simple, it's beautiful, and I edited it all myself, and it was just a fun little project, low budget, but kind of goes to show that as long as you really care about what you're doing, you can get creative and make it happen one way or the other. So.
It's amazing. So you are you're pretty much locked down, right? Or do you go out, you go to the store and stuff, or are you pretty much at home?
Yeah, I go to the store. I've loosened up a little bit. I'll go out to eat a decent amount now, but mostly take home or whatever, go through a drive-through. But yeah, I'm still trying to be conscious of it, and obviously, try to social distance as much as I can, as much as it makes sense, and obviously try to look out for especially the elderly people and the people that are more prone, to getting COVID. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a little 30-second clip of you playing jazz piano on your Facebook page.
Oh yeah.
I want people to go to that clip. Maybe I should get a copy of it and put it in here. But if it's not in this interview with Brent, go to his Facebook page and you'll see him playing piano. You really are very talented. I think because you're such a star on YouTube now, people tend to think of you as that, but you are also doing other wonderful things. And I wanted to bring that up to everyone. Tell us about how you got the idea for the Staying Inside video. I mean, it's got almost 4 million views now.
Yep, almost 4 million, and it's actually a funny story. Oh, I know. I never would in a million years would have imagined that it would get that many views. I mean, I was rooting for 100. I was over there like, come on, 100, come on, come on, we got this. And but anyway, I was sitting on my couch one day, and the coronavirus, COVID hit, and it was immediately after that. Nobody knew what to think of it. Some people were saying it was super serious. Other people were saying it was all a myth and a fraud and everything. And obviously, we know a lot more now than we did at that time. But I was talking to my family, and they were kind of asking me, what do you think? And I hadn't really formed an opinion on it, but I just said, I always like to, in all areas of my life, assume the worst and hope for the best. And usually at that point, you can at least kind of come out okay, regardless of what we end up finding out. But anyway, I was on the phone with with my mom and my family, and we were all just talking about it. And they were like, oh yeah, what do you think of it? And I was like, well, honestly, I just think we need to just stay put, stay inside, stay home, and just be as safe as we can until we know more details and more information about it. And I hung up the phone with her, and all of a sudden, "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees just popped into my head, and I was like, you know what? I got to do that. I got to do it. So I ran right in here into this room, and tracked all the vocals. I, programmed a drum beat, did the whole like audio side of things, and I was like, I need guitar and I need bass. And so I called up two of my best friends, Alex Kilroy and Adrian Laird, and I said, hey, I got this crazy idea, don't hate me, but would you mind laying down some guitar and just recording yourself with your phone, playing a video? And they were like, oh yeah, absolutely, man. That sounds like fun. So anyway, they sent me the video, and we had it all done in about a day or two.
Unbelievable. When that creativity hits, it moves really fast. It's like you almost have to run to your desk and get things down. People love gear. In this summit, people love gear. Can you tell us what gear you have around you and what you use to make that video?
Absolutely. I'm a pretty minimal guy. I'm actually in the box when it comes to audio. I've got my PreSonus Studio Live here, but I'm just using it for the preamps. So I just plug the mic into that, send it right into my Pro Tools and my computer. I've got my Lewitt microphone that I love. They're really great and very affordable if anybody's looking for a great, at-home mic or studio mic.
I hear a lot of musicians referring to that mic. That's a really popular microphone.
It is really great, and I just got it a couple months ago, and it is seriously, the quality is insane, especially for the price range. It's the best microphone I've really sung into, other than the 10,000 or 20,000 ones I've sung in like the really fancy studios. But I mean, who could afford that? I know I can't. But
yeah, let's see.
Anyway,
do you buy a house or do you buy a microphone?
Exactly.
Do you put money down on a house, or do you get a good mic?
I really want a car, but I think I'm going to buy this mic.
I know. I'm talking to you on a Neumann 102, which is way below. I went into the booth at NAB last year and I said, look, I'm tired of, I can't tell you how many microphones in my equipment storage room. And I said, I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of rotating mics all the time. And I want the big kahuna. And he said, you know what? You don't need to spend that kind of money. Because I told him, I said, I'm a female, so I have a higher register voice. And it's hard to find microphones for us that register well with us. So he said, come over here. And I tried this one, and this is a $600 microphone.
Wow.
As opposed to thousands. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want, I mean, you can blow 50 grand on a microphone if you allow it. But now, thankfully, technology has just gotten so good. I mean, you think about the Beatles. I mean, we've got a million times what they had to record if they wanted to record themselves, and we've got the access now to do in our homes, which is crazy.
So now, aren't you filming this on your iPhone?
I'm actually doing this on my computer tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was earlier. The only reason I'm using my my iPhone actually has a better camera than my computer, but my computer has the better audio setup, so I went with that.
So what are you using to input sound on your computer right now?
I'm actually using the iRig. I'm going out of my board, through the microphone, out of my board into the iRig, and then in through USB to the computer.
Awesome. So you had the idea, you got your friends together, and you made this amazing video. And how did your life change after that? Because see, I think what's important about this for everyone listening is not just that it went viral, but that it went viral because you had this amazing creative idea and you just did it. You didn't think about it. You just went, wow, this is so cool. And you came running into your office, sat down, and it started flowing, So how has your life changed since then?
I mean, my life is pretty much the same, in most aspects. Obviously I've gotten a little more attention because of that. And I'm very grateful for that. I never would have imagined that would be the case. And actually, like when I put it out, I had several family members that were worried. They were like, "Oh, I just don't know. It might be too insensitive or whatever." And I'm a pretty sarcastic person, and pretty, humor is a big part of my life. And anytime I can try to make someone smile, even in like a tough time, I try to take that opportunity to do it. So I went with my gut, and I took the leap of faith and I just put it out there. And like I said, I mean, the response I got was overwhelmingly positive. And, obviously there were a few people that were like, "Oh, this is inappropriate," or, "Oh, this is insensitive." But the vast majority of people, they really got a laugh out of it and made them happy. I had so many people say, I'm an elderly grandmother, in Australia, and I listen to this 2 times a day. It makes me smile. And, it's worth it for those people that really it moved or, impacted their life in a positive way.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. And, I'm thankful that I went with my gut and just did it and took the leap. And, it's just, it kind of goes to show that if you do take that leap of faith and you just be you and you just do whatever you feel, eventually you will connect with people as long as you're being real and authentic.
That's awesome. So where do people go to learn more about you?
My website is brentmccmusic.com. My social media is all Brent MCC Music as well. So, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everything else, YouTube, all of that is Brent MCC Music. So,
Well, Brent, I heard a rumor you use some OWC equipment. I'm going to have to bring you onto OWC radio very soon. We can talk in detail about that. We'll get you back and talk a little bit more. I know there's some wonderful stories that you can tell about growing up and how you ended up where you are. But I want to end today by, of course, saying goodbye and thank you to everybody that's been listening. And we're going to play you the Staying Inside music video so that you can enjoy it. All right. Thank you for coming on, Brent. And thank you, everybody, for listening and for hanging in there with us today. And I'll see you again tomorrow on a panel about something. I think the title is Production. Things I wish I had known about production before I started. So we're going to tell some tall tales tomorrow. Anyway, come back again. And Brent, I'll be talking to you again soon. You have wonderful holidays. And thank you for everything you've done for us.